Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome in. Fellas, we had a good week here on the show. I know that it was up and down and very far and few between, but we had some adventures this week, to say the very least, and it is continuing on into the weekend. I know that a lot of people are headed up to Helen. We ask that everybody be safe. And I know that you're headed up there too, Eddie. How we going with the planned preparation?
Alex is ready to go. I'm not. I'm not even packed yet. I don't have nothing.
Nothing.
No, nothing yet. So
okay.
Well,
So
don't forget to stop.
Oh, there we go.
there's no Buc-ee's on my way there.
There it is. There it is.
There's not a Buc-ee's on the way there. So
there's no Buc-ee's on the way.
Not on the way I'm going.
I know that.
There's one on 75 going towards Tennessee on exit 310. There's another one going south on 75 on exit 144 towards Florida.
Yep.
There's nothing in between, and I'm taking 285 to 85 to Country Mountain Road. So, nope. Be like a 50-mile detour just to get there. Nope, it's not gonna happen.
There's no way to the interstate, because that's where they are. The Buc-ee's are on the interstates.
That's on 75. I'm taking 85. So nope. No can do.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Sorry. Yeah.
I guess that's when you say this ain't Texas, right?
Right.
There's another one getting built, but it's over by Brunswick, which is closer to Florida, on the east side of the state. So nope.
We have at least.
And the one I have near me is in Alabama on 85 also, but it's about an hour and 50 minutes going southwest. So and that's not gonna happen.
Well, we have 3 in the Houston metro area. There is one in Baytown, there's one in Katy, and there's one in Texas City. And it's about an hour between all of them. You know, they spread them out pretty well. But Houston, if you're in the Houston area, Buc-ee's is very easily reachable. So yeah, reach out to your local Buc-ee's and have a sandwich.
It's easy here too. It's only 539 miles one way.
Right. That's an excursion. That's like a day trip. Come on. No, that's a 2-day trip. That's what that is. We want people to be safe on the road. Good morning and welcome into Go Live Together, your Friday edition. TGIF, it is Friday. We are your morning team for everything cruising and travel related. And we would like to welcome you into the replay. If you are here for the replay, please indicate in the comments section by typing in the word #team replay. But for those of you that are here this morning in the live chat, good morning and welcome in. Yo, Brooklyn in the house. Welcome y'all. Hit that like, y'all. Eddie Lugo Studios has made it in. We also got a new member in the chat. Mona did what? Has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. And also Traveling with Tinkerbell has made it in. Good morning. And she says, good morning, everyone. It is a cloudy day here in Florida. Wishing all of you a fantastic day. And we got a donation of fairies in the chat as well. And let's see, Mike and Rihanna's Adventures have made it in. Good morning.
Allied reinforcements have arrived from the north.
Ooh. Next up in the chat is none other than the person with the day off should be on camera with us. Cruising is fun anytime has made it in the chat. Good morning.
Good morning.
Texas.
Hey, babe. And yes, the road closures on I-45 are depending on the weather. I know that whenever it's raining, they don't go forward with the closures, but on the local news this morning, a piece of I-45 is going to be closed over the weekend. And, you know, they couldn't have picked a worse time to do that. It is spring break weekend. There's going to be a few ships in. They're all headed back here. We know it. And the traffic is going to be moving at a snail's pace, to say the very least. So allocate for an extra hour to get here, just to get around the road closure itself.
I think somebody does it purposely. It always happens in every other state. Something good is happening that weekend
Yeah.
during the week, and they gotta work on freaking just union workers or something else. Sometimes
Yeah.
take the week off. Just get the hell out of the way.
It's all about feeding the machine, good sir. It always has, and it always will be feeding
Telling
the
you.
machine.
I'm
Yes.
telling you.
And then they jack the gas prices up. So,
Yeah.
hey, who's greedy?
Listen, Pennsylvania has the worst roads in the nation. That is an absolute fact. It's been proven. They studied it, and we have the worst roads in the entire country.
That 76.
And so our highway department, which we call PennDOT, right? PennDOT is always doing construction somewhere, and they take forever to do it, and it costs a fortune. And when they're done, the road is still terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just love it whenever they put the brake in like you're driving along the highway, right? And then all of a sudden your tire is down in this groove for miles. They put the brake in the concrete exactly where everybody's tires are going to be. To me, that is just straight abuse, because you could wear out people's tires like that and cause wrecks and feed the machine even more. So, I mean, I got real big opinions about this, especially the road. I really do, because I'm a driver. It's what I do.
Yeah,
I love to drive.
Right.
And that groove right there in the highway really gets on my nerves. So I veer to one side. I'm that dude that's fitting in that little spot right there on the, on the major section. And I'll let my tire go over and ride in that small section, because that's where you're going to get into a wreck right there. Good morning. Kathy Mills has made it in the chat. Hello.
Good morning.
And, okay, here we go. Here's some auto repairs going on in the chat. Kathy Mills, good morning. Listening while getting new brakes before driving to Helen, Georgia. See? Exactly. Yes, brakes are a necessary repair.
I need to do an oil change in my car before soon.
A Moonsey channel has made it in. Welcome back.
What's up, Muncie?
And
¿Qué
it's
pasa?
carnival celebration in the house.
Nice.
Yeah, I know you're having fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go have a chicken pot pie on me. Oof, or for me. Do that.
Oh.
Yeah, Cruising with Keith has made it in. Good morning.
What's up?
Sea Leg Journeys has made it in. Good morning.
Welcome.
Jennifer from Embarkation Nation has made it in. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, dude.
And I don't see green, but I know that Danny D, the spectacular supporter, has made it in. Good morning.
Hi.
Trouble, Danny.
And Journeys with June and Brady have made it in. Hello.
Good morning.
Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. I got
Right to the point.
Ahoy there. Captain Billy J Travels has made it in. Hello.
Welcome.
Here's some Buckies. It says, ahoy there, everybody. Ahoy there, Jeremy, Eddie, and Scott. The captain is here. I just pulled into Bucky's on my way to Helen, Georgia. You got
Oh, my God.
You got any special orders, Eddie?
No. I'm not going to bother
okay.
with it.
Okay. I was just saying, man. Turkey sandwich.
No. By the time I make it to Helen tonight, forget it.
Okay.
No,
Anthony,
I'm not. Let him have his fun, and I meet him in Helen once we get there. So.
Yep. Anthony on the Move has made it in. Hello.
Good
Welcome
morning.
in. And let's see, our friend Cruising on the High Seas
And travel.
has made it to the chat. Good morning. Oh wait, I gotta put those up. Okay, there we go. Emily has made it in the chat. Good morning.
Good morning.
Leonard Family Fun has made it in with the day of the day. It says, Happy National Oregon Day, National Proofreading Day, and National Peanut Cluster Day.
Good.
Nice. Now, on the peanut clusters, are we talking about regular peanut clusters? Or are we talking about pralines? Because
peanut clusters.
or otherwise known as to people north of the Mason-Dixon line, pralines, dare I say.
Excuse me.
I'm curious. Is there a national nail clippers within arm's reach day?
Okay. Perhaps. You never know.
I got mine here somewhere.
You never know. They'll create a day out of anything, man. And let's see. No rain at all where Moonsea is. That is good. What is the weather up in the great state of Pennsylvania?
I mean, I'm actually pleasantly surprised at our short-term forecast.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it is 45 degrees. It is going to be 62 today. Like, wow, 62. The weekend, of course, is going to be cold and rainy because, you know, that's the way the government works the weather out with the weather modification that we're not supposed to know that exists. And then actually next week, I'm pleasantly surprised. We'll see if it holds, right? But next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, it's supposed to be in the mid 70s.
Nice.
The mid 70s. I'm like, what?
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because there was like a big Dust Bowl thing that happened back in the day, and the government flew some planes with something and put something in the air that caused it to rain.
Yes.
So yeah, they did control the weather.
I mean, they concede clouds for sure, right?
Right.
Absolutely, I get that, right? But yeah, so I'm just like really surprised, right, that it's going to be that warm next week. Well, hopefully it's accurate, but you know, even yesterday when I was working really hard, it was about the same weather yesterday as it is today, right? So they're pretty identical. So
I knew it looked a little sunny, and
it was sunny, and I was working, you know, and stuff like that or whatever. I actually didn't mind it too much until after I chilled. I wasn't working for a while, and I chilled down a little bit or whatever. Then I was like, okay, time to turn the heat back.
Right. Okay. Najuma Brown has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Cruising with Keith says, I remember as a kid we had horrible roads where we used potholes for bases for wiffle ball. Nice. Yep. Run over to that pothole right there. That's third base.
Yeah, I assume that was in Queens.
Oh, okay. Here's some programming updates here. Cruising with Keith says Moonsea will be my guest tonight on my live 7 p.m. as he is on the Carnival celebration. That'll work right there. I know. That's a beautiful ship. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And yes, Traveling with Tinkerbell says, enjoy your time in hell and Eddie. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Leonard Family Fun says the committee is okay if you pick Praline Cluster to celebrate the day. And Scott, I will ask about the nail clipper and Reach Day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to ask about that. Within Reach Day. That's what it is. Okay. Mike and Rihanna says it is 16 degrees Fahrenheit with a high of 45 today and sunny.
45. Wow.
Yeah,
you might actually, I can see Mike being like out in the backyard with no coat on if it's going to be 45.
Yeah.
Yep. And Tinkerbell is already commenting on the question of the day, which is, how do you feel about scooters on a ship? And she says, new news for Carnival Cruise Line. They don't want people to bring scooters that do lot for.
Do not create inside.
I can. Here's a spoiler alert. One of today's news stories is headlined "Carnival Cruise Line cracking down on mobility scooters."
Right.
And I did a cruise charter video yesterday on that topic because as soon as I saw it, I had to go out and read it and give my my own opinion. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, definitely get started on answering the question of the day. Let us know how you feel about the scooter situation. Mountains to Sea crew has came in. Good morning.
See you guys in Helen tonight.
Yep. And Emily says we will be in the low 50s today with sun.
Good.
Ooh, that's cold.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't believe it's gonna be 62 here, but I mean, like next Friday, they actually say it's gonna be 74 degrees here. I'm like, oh, if that's true, boy,
I see you outside all day
I'm definitely gonna be outside for sure.
cooking, getting some tan,
I know, right?
doing some grilling,
Yeah, fire up that grill, man.
working on those
Yeah,
bags
that would
of.
be that would be a great day to do something on the Blackstone for sure.
Marjorie has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yep. If it don't fit inside your stateroom, you must acquit. Ooh, that's rough because I know that they can't. Like the scoot around I know is mad.
Oh no! It's all the way around. There's something fishy on this story. You'll see why.
Okay. Well, I was
I picked up on
disconnected.
that too because I by the way, I proofread my stories, people. So
Okay.
and when I was reading it, I thought, there's the key right there, boy.
Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get around all of that right there. Let's see. Facebook user made it in the house from the Cruise Nuts. Good morning.
Nuts Cruise.
Yes. Moonsey says I've only seen maybe 5 scooters on the celebration this week. Wow, that is amazing. I see 5 on the hallway on our way to the elevator bank most of the time. There's scooters everywhere, and yeah, they're all parked in the corridor and stuff like that. Scott McNeil has made it in with a donation of fresh fruit. Thank you for those pineapples, Scott. And let's see.
Scotty. Harbor.
Yep, parked in the hallway. That's
shoehorned into the doorway.
Right. All right. Well, we are all caught up in the chat, which means that it is time for me to show you the visitor that we have here in town today. And it is none other than our friend, the Norwegian Prima.
What's up,
Yes,
girl?
she is here today in all of her splendor and beauty. Parked at Cruise Terminal number 2. And let's see, today, if you are sailing away on this beautiful, luxurious, very different, but always better vessel than anything Carnival, you are waking up to, and you are here ready to set sail here in Galveston. You are waking up to 69 degrees with 100% humidity and cloudy with 17-mile-an-hour winds. If you are sailing away on her, you sail away forecast for today is as follows: 73 degrees with 88% humidity and scattered thunderstorms. But it don't matter because the sail away party is on the inside where it makes sense, where you're not burning in the sun, and where you can sit around, have you a good drink, and be comfortable. Yeah, NCL way of life is a whole lot different. A whole lot different, and I'm in love with it. Okay, so where are the other ships, you ask? At sea, the Carnival Breeze, the Dream and the Jubilee, the Regal Princess, and the Voyager of the Seas are all trying to make their way to where they are going. The Norwegian Prima is here. The Disney Magic is in Progresso. And the Harmony of the Seas look like it's in Costa Maya. So I know that looks like 2 of them are coming back. The Dream and the Jubilee will probably be here tomorrow. And maybe a Royal ship. I don't see how that would be possible, though. But yeah, the Dream and the Jubilee will probably be here tomorrow, and we'll get excited for you guys to go sailing, because I know that our sailings are a little bit further off than this weekend. And let me see who else. Ooh, here we go. Will G. Good morning from sunny San Juan, Puerto Rico.
I was just in San Juan a couple of days ago, and that was such a fantastic day.
Yep.
I love Puerto Rico so much.
It goes uphill a lot. There's a lot of hills. I'm from the
I went to Barachina and had mofongo. So yeah, it was amazing. I just had the chicken, right? But next time I'm there, I'm gonna try this combination of one that's like, I think there's a combination of like chicken and beef, and there's also one that's chicken and shrimp. I'm thinking, ooh, those sounded good too, but.
And I learned what the asado stuff is. It's a pig. It's an entire pig that's cooked, like seasoned and cooked all day long on a low fire. That sounds good.
Yes.
Listen, no, like seriously, when I was walking around San Juan, I asked myself, why would anybody leave this place? Now, I'm sure there's a whole list of reasons, right? I'm sure like that's just coming from like, the old gringo guy, right? But still, seriously, like how beautiful and fantastic is Puerto Rico? Yep.
Well, I will tell you after.
Oh, I'm sure. Like I said, I'm sure there's a whole list of reasons that I am not even aware of, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Marjorie
says, Jeremy, I will need a boyfriend to carry me then to replace my mobility scooters.
She's talking to you.
No, she's talking to Ivan.
She said Jeremy.
No, sir.
That's what I saw.
Maybe just because of hosting duties, I think that's why I was pinned on this one. Okay, Anthony on the Move says there was a scooter near my cabin on the Prima. It was understandable because this was in the studio section. Oh, the solo studio cabins.
Yeah.
How is that corridor by the studio?
Because remember, Jeremy, we were in one of those corridors in the studio area, and they're even more narrow than the regular area.
Right. That's what I wanted you to point out. And then like the solo studio lounge is super huge, but there's no, there's elevators, like around the corner, down the hallway, and then you got to get out of the solo studio area and then a main corridor, then you can catch an elevator. But in that area, it is really hard. I could see where it would be really hard to get around in a scooter round or, a large scooter.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see. That area is big, but the corridor is not. Moonsea Channel says Carnival is definitely a different experience compared to Norwegian. That's a mouthful right there. And then we got whole live streams about how different but better Norwegian is. I keep on saying it. I hope somebody is listening. Scott McNeil, good morning, traveling with Tinkerbell. I'm doing good. 41 days till my transatlantic. Hope all is well with you. Transatlantic. I love it.
Too many sea days for me, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm ready to like kill myself on after a Z day or two. I'm just like, because I can't, how many days can you drink in a row, right? You know what I mean? Like, unless you're like a total alcoholic, which I'm not, right? I cannot drink multiple days in a row. Well, sort of, kind of. But in any event, see a couple C days, I'm ready to go.
It's a Cruise Life has made it back. Good morning.
Good morning.
The Z Show Cruise Fund has came in. And he says, good Friday morning, content creators. Starting today, I'm doing a mini marathon this afternoon. It was raining a lot yesterday, so I get to do a marathon in the great state of
Texas.
That's right, baby. Oh, Traveling with Tinkerbell has commented on the PR here. The island is beautiful, but to live is very hard.
I have no doubt, right? I'm sure there's a whole, like I said, a whole set of social and economic issues and all kinds of other stuff like there is everywhere in the world.
Mhm.
But I tell you what, I mean, just a beautiful place, and the people have such a great attitude and such a good spirit about them. And like I got out of the Uber in New York yesterday, literally right in the middle of this big, huge, like I can't even represent it, but basically this big, huge, like I'm just gonna mute my mic. Kind of like back and forth, right? Nobody's batting an eye at it because it's like, welcome to New York, right?
Right.
But not in Puerto Rico, I mean, like, people are amazing. How they've got an organization in San Juan called Save a Gato, right? What a fantastic thing.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Mountains to Sea Cruise says we will be in San Juan in November. Okay, Scott McNeil says we have 5 sea days in a row. That's a whole cruise. That's a whole 5-day cruise at sea.
I know, that's the problem. I mean, I want to do a transatlantic, but I would just go stir crazy with that many sea days.
Yep. Traveling with Tinkerbell, dealing with the scooters, says I've seen them park the scooters by the entrance door of the hallway cabins near the elevator. Yep. I've seen that a lot also. Here we go. It's a cruise life. I really don't like sea days either. I need to be busy off the ship seeing new stuff.
Yeah, I know. Listen, like I mean, we had a nice itinerary planned on my 10-day that I just got off of, and our last stop was in the Dominican Republic, and I have only been to Carnival's private area, Amber Cove, in the Dominican Republic, and I was really looking forward. I mean, it was actually the only port that I had an actual organized cruise line excursion booked, because I was that excited to be able to see something other than Amber Cove. And then the cruise line lied to us and just decided to arbitrarily not go. And the reason why they gave us was not the reason at all. And there's this massive discussion about it on the Facebook group for that cruise.
Yep.
Yeah, we missed it. So it was, of course, an extra day at sea. And I spent that day in the adults only area on the NCL getaway getting drunk.
Traveling with Tinkerbell says I use my sea days to catch up on work. I know that's right. Dealing with the scooters again. Anthony on the Move says they parked the scooter in an area of the corridor that happened to be wider due to the ship's design. Okay.
I mean, I was all over I was constantly going to the solo lounge when I was on Prima, and I was going in all the different ways because there's like multiple ways you can go in. And those solo corridors seemed really super narrow. So.
We got a request in the chat, and as a DJ or a VJ, I gotta give it to him. Scott, here goes.
All right.
If I knew this was going to be a big hit with the viewers, I would have done a lot more with it. I mean, really, I would have juiced it up and everything. But
listen, sometimes less is more.
It is.
It's all over TikTok. It's all over Facebook. YouTube. So.
Listen, I just said to my wife last night, I said, you know what? For somebody who was, who had to be drugged, kicking and screaming, who ripped the molding off the doorway in one last ditch effort to not be pulled into the world of TikTok, there is somebody I know that is absolutely hitting the ground running on that one, boy. I can't open that app once without that being the first darn thing I see.
Yes, you are the first.
What are you talking about?
That's you. You're on my For You page also. Just like the first thing that comes up is Eddie Lugo Studios. Man, you are all over it. Keep that same energy. Keep that
Yeah.
same energy, because
Great.
who don't find you on YouTube will find you on TikTok.
I know, and listen, and they're good TikToks too, right? That's the other part about
Right.
it. It's not like, they're good TikToks. So you're doing,
On point.
you are doing a fantastic job.
Listen, I fought it. Even got mad at Scott for putting so many TikToks, and I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And
Yep.
oh my God. Finally, I gave in. I said, you know what? Let me just get it over with. Let me give it a shot.
And
See
they're
what happens.
they're
And I'm
full
gonna enjoy it
feature.
now. It's like when I feel stressed, I go in there and do something, and
Yep.
makes me feel better. So
You watching cat videos? You watching cat videos?
I know
I
a
put
lot
a-
of cat
I put a-
videos come up. A lot of cat videos come up in my For You page.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I already got the Pebbles has a couple in there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Life with a cat. I'm telling you, people will eat it up and watch it over and over and over and over again. When the cats start acting crazy, film them.
Seriously, like my wife saw this TikTok, right, where it was like Eddie and Alice, right, or whatever, and I forget like what it was, but it was like a whole bunch of pictures of Eddie and Alice like flying through, like really fast. And she looked at me and she was like, "You never do TikToks like that."
Right.
I'm like, thanks. Eddie's getting me in trouble now.
all right.
Oh,
Every time I
okay.
see a new template, something cool, I say, let me give it a shot. See what happens.
Yeah. Yep. And it's that curiosity that's going to make you a pretty good TikToker.
I'm telling you, he's going to be a
Absolutely.
TikTok star, man.
Yeah. Emily says cat videos and dog videos. Well, when they combine together, dogs and cats on the same TikTok, it's
Oh, yeah.
cute. I really love it. Yes. Okay, so we are all caught up in the chat and moving the show right along. It is now time for Jeremy Goes Bananas. And I did proofread this segment this morning, but it was for a good reason, y'all. And I am going to try to blow through this because we got another segment coming up in the show. Welcome to Jeremy Goes Bananas, the segment of the show where I attempt to read what happened on this day in history. We are here at TGIF March 8th. And today in history, in the year 1817, the New York Stock Exchange was formally created. It became one of the world's largest marketplaces for securities and other exchange-traded investments. In 1841, the Supreme Court Justice and legal historian Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr., who advocated judicial restraint, arguing that speech could be limited only if it was a quote-unquote clear and present danger, was born in Boston. In 1917, rioting in Petrograd, St. Petersburg, marked the beginning of the February Revolution and the first stage of the Russian Revolution. In 1917, the U.S. Senate voted to limit filibusters by adopting the rule of cloture. In 1942, Japanese troops captured Rangoon, Burma during World War II. In 1971, American boxer Joe Frazier retained his World Heavyweight Championship by winning the 15-round decision over former champion Muhammad Ali at Madison Square Garden in New York City. In 1999, American baseball player Joe DiMaggio, who was one of the best best all-around players in the history of the game, died. And finally, in 2014, during a flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappeared, prompting a massive search effort that was finally called off in early 2017. And that will do it for On This Day in History. All right. And before we move on with the cruise news, today is Friday.
Yep.
And so we got to dig into Nightbot and see who has been the top chatter of the week. And coming in at number 10 is Jennifer from Embarkation Nation.
Okay.
Number 9, Ivy.
Ivy.
Number 8, Marjorie.
Mademoiselle.
Number 7, Will G.
Hey, Puerto Rico.
Number 6, Cruising is Fun Anytime.
Choo-choo.
Number 5, Althea Taylor Natural Life.
Hey, how you doing?
Number 4, Cruising with Calandra.
Calandra.
Number 3, Danny D, the Spectacular Supporter.
Trouble.
Number 2, Traveling with Tinkerbell.
Ding.
And finally, with no surprise to
Yeah, I would say,
anyone,
what a
I
shocker
imagine,
about number 1.
is none other than Cruising on the High Seas
And travel.
and Travel. That's
What a
right.
shocker. Oh my gosh. I'm
But it
so
was-
surprised. So amazed.
But it wasn't by much.
I did notice that. It
wasn't by
the
much.
margin was definitely lower this time. Yeah.
Normally it's a large margin, but the margin is narrowing. Tinkerbell is coming up the backside, man. You better watch out. I'm telling you.
Jennifer says, woo, made the list.
Yes. Oh, you do make the list on a regular basis. You do.
Yeah, I was going to say, I
You're
think
one of our
she's on
top
there pretty
chatters.
regularly.
I'm surprised how come none of us made the list.
Oh yeah, and then somebody else started a TikTok as well, and that is Traveling with Tinkerbell. Here is Tinkerbell's handle on our username on TikTok if you want to join. And she's putting out some TikToks too. It's at TW Tinkerbell 08. So if you want to join her over on TikTok, I know she's putting together some stuff for you guys for your viewing pleasure.
And of course, the muster drill has been on TikTok for a long time. But as as in every other platform, there hasn't been anything new on the muster drill's TikTok profile. So you're not going to see anything from the muster drill on your For You page.
Yep. We're just sitting here waiting,
Yep.
Patiently.
I on a 10-day cruise on NCL Getaway, I probably created about 9 vlogs. Well, I have the material for 9 vlogs.
For 9 vlogs, right.
See what
You're in the
happens.
backlog now.
Ain't nothing happening. I'm not going to get excited, Scott. I refuse. Yep.
Just not enough time, man. Not enough time.
You got to make it.
Yes.
Not only do you have to make it, but you have to be in the right mindset, okay? Because literally, I have this vlog from the celebration, and I honestly forgot that I had created an edit of it. So I went through and created another edit of it, and then I discovered the original edit, and I watched both of them, and I thought, boy, that looks like a whole different cruise. Right? So again, it's about a mindset, you got to be in the right mind to do the edit as well. And I don't want to put out garbage. So, unfortunately, sometimes that dictates whether or not it comes out. So.
And Jennifer says, Andrew handles our TikTok department, but I know we have one. Yep, that'll work. Yes.
Okay.
And Danny D says, very, very shocked it's Rob. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Okay. It's a Cruise Life says, we do little TikTok, but need to use that platform much more. I know.
Yeah, listen, TikTok's a great platform. Plus, it's got to be a good platform if the U.S. government is trying to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Here we go. Jennifer says, I understand, Scott. I told Andrew the other day I'm having a hard time feeling creative, and we need to put some vlogs out, but time has also been a restriction. Yeah, time will get away from you.
Yeah,
it really will if you don't sit down and make time to get to work and put out a product.
Yep.
Because if you have something sitting on a timeline and you accidentally, just like move the file somewhere, I know Phil Mora just has an aneurysm. It's like, hey, we're missing something here.
Well, and here's the thing too, for me, I've made the hard decision to trash some of my older material simply because it's literally so old that in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it's so old, it depicts way too many people wearing masks.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel like that is just no longer kind of, I don't want to say that's no longer the look, for lack of a better way of putting it, but it becomes very clear how old that video actually is. So therefore, I'm not going to be putting anything out with that material. So that's literally, potential vlog material that's going to be lost forever, because I'm just never going to put it out just because of how old it clearly shows that it is. So, which is fine with me because there's plenty of newer stuff that I can put together. But that was just a decision I made to just not put it out because too much time went by. So,
yep. And I know that we're anxiously awaiting the St. Martin, the Tortola, the San Juan, and others too, because these are places that we've never been and we want to see it.
Yeah, so here's the thing about San Juan. Like, I love San Juan so much, and I've done plenty of vlogs from San Juan. I mean, you can go back into my channel and find those. So when I was in San Juan this last time, I did a lot of photos and a lot of B-roll video, but I actually did not vlog. Now, that doesn't mean that I can't put a vlog together from all of that material. It's just that I did not do a formal, actual, deliberate vlog because I just wanted to walk around and take it all in and immerse myself, and I didn't want to be focused and preoccupied on actually creating content for it so that I could enjoy myself, because out of all of the ports, it was the one that I, knew that I was going to enjoy the most. Of course, Dominican Republic was the one I was looking forward to most, just so that I could see something other than Amber Cove. But Puerto Rico was definitely the one that I was most interested in for myself. So,
yep. And Jennifer says, yeah, we'd love to see Tortola. We're going there in a few weeks and would love to see your experience.
Yeah, I had a good time in Tortola. That's all I can tell you at this point. I had a good time there. It's like every other Virgin Island, though. There's not a whole lot of stuff to do and see there. It's very beautiful. But if you're not on an excursion to a beach or some type of snorkel or just an island tour, maybe stay on the ship because there's nothing else for you to see or do.
Yep. And let's see. Tinkerbell says, I also have vlogs in St. Martin. So yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. So I've been to St. Martin a gazillion times. I've also flown to St. Martin and stayed on the island. That's an exciting time too, because you get to see the cruise ship sail away at night, knowing that you get to stay. But so when I go to, I've been to, like I said, I've been to St. Martin so many times. I've done St. Martin vlogs. So this time I literally walked all the way down to the end of the boardwalk in Phillipsburg to the crazy beach chairs and grabbed a chair and some beer and just had a fantastic beach day.
Nice. All right. Jennifer says we are taking a catamaran to Joss Van Dyke as of right now in Tortola through NCL. That'll work.
That's a great, like I said, that's a great excursion. St. Thomas, in my opinion, is the same way. In St. Thomas, unless you are on an excursion that's going to like a beach or, doing something or whatever, there's really nothing to do in the Virgin Islands, whether they're owned by the US or the British. It's just the nature of that area of those islands. There's just not really anything to see and do. So definitely get on an excursion,
Yep. And we are all caught up in the chat, which means that it is now time for Scott to bring us the cruise and travel industry news.
Morning, cruise news with Scott and San Martin.
Of course, here's the spoiler. The cat's been let out of the bag on this one, right? So Carnival Cruise Line cracking down on mobility scooters. So it says here in an email sent to select passengers based on the stateroom we've booked, Carnival Cruise Lines is bringing a greater visibility to the mobility scooter policy and what is required if guests travel with a scooter. So, for example, on an upcoming sailing on board the XL class Mardi Gras, the email outlines options for guests with respect to scooters. The message is being sent out only to guests who booked into specific staterooms aboard the Mardi Gras and is intended only for those traveling with a scooter. Some guests will occasionally book larger accessible cabins due to other accessibility needs, wheelchairs, knee scooters, canes, etc., or simply because the rooms in general are more spacious. At times, travelers may be unaware that the stateroom they've selected is an accessible room. If guests are not traveling with a scooter, the email does not apply and that they can disregard the notice. The staterooms you have secured does not accommodate all types of scooters, the email explained. If you or another guest in your stateroom will be traveling with a scooter, it must collapse for safe storage in a designated area inside the cabin. The guests with scooters are being given several options to use a collapsible scooter that will fit comfortably inside the stateroom. It says here that if you choose to sail with a larger scooter, you will not be permitted on board. However, you will receive a full refund. Scooters cannot be stored in corridors or public areas. Guests must be able to collapse or fold them for storage in a way that allows for safe exit of the stateroom. It should be noted that if multiple guests in the same stateroom use scooters, a fully accessible stateroom with a wider doorway must be booked, or guests will need to rent a smaller scooter. So it says here, special attention will be given to scooter sizes at check-in on embarkation day to ensure that they meet the appropriate size. John Heald also confirmed that guests may be turned away at embarkation if they do not have an appropriate size scooter. Carnival Cruise Lines is trying to make it easier for travelers to rent smaller scooters at embarkation if necessary. The email goes on to say, we, Carnival, will offer guests a chance to rent new mobility scooters from Scootaround, our preferred vendor, who will have collapsible scooters available at the pier for guests to rent at their costs if needed. So there you have it. That's the key thing there. They've partnered with that scooter company, and they will have scooters right there. The question is, what would you do with your scooter, right? Like if you had to abandon your scooter, what would you do with that if you were renting one of these smaller scooters from their partner? Most people, I believe, will, have to take the full refund. Of course, that's not going to include any other charges related, like a change fee in, their flights or additional hotel accommodations, that they now have to pay for because they can't go on the cruise because they don't have a small enough scooter. So very interesting. So moving on, new details confirmed about port cruise ship limits. So we've been following this story here on Go Live Together, and this is the hopefully the final issue with it, that now that the courts have ruled in favor of the town. So it says here on February 29th, 2024, the U.S. District Court for the District of Maine, led by Judge Lance Walker, upheld a local ordinance in Bar Harbor, Maine, to limit daily cruise ship guest disembarkation to no more than 1,000 visitors. This landmark ruling gives unprecedented control to the community to decide how they will handle the ever-increasing size of cruise ships and their growing passenger capacities. The ordinance went through the local legislature and all appropriate legal channels, including public comment period and community surveys, though it was challenged by local businesses, many who rely heavily on tourism. So the cap of 1,000 cruise guests per day is scheduled to begin with the 2024 sailing season, which runs from early May through late October. Norwegian Cruise Line's Norwegian Gem and Royal Caribbean International's Adventure of the Seas are the first and last ships of the season. Now, Bar Harbor Town Council has clarified how the ordinance will be handled, as the season's cruise ships are just weeks away from arriving. Enforcement will begin immediately, the council said. The council has already directed the harbor master to cancel or reject requests for reservations made after the day of the vote for all ships with lower berth capacities greater than 1,000 passengers. However, the council will honor reservations made before the town vote. Passengers from those 2024 ships will not be subject to the disembarkation limits of the ordinance. Any new reservation made will be confirmed to the terms of, or confined to the terms of, the ordinance. The town voted on the ordinance on Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. Of 3,053 total votes casted regarding the ordinance, 71% turnout for the town's registered voters population on that date was 1,780, or 58% voted for the ban, while 1,273, or 42%, voted against. Because the cruise lines generally plan and secure itineraries years in advance, it is likely that most of the 2024 calls will not be changed. However, calls in 2025 and beyond are likely to see greater impacts, and the cruise lines will have to adjust their itineraries to other destinations without similar visitation caps. So I am actually, even though I'm a huge cruise proponent, I'm actually in favor of, those types of limits. And the only reason why is because when you're dealing with smaller ports like Bar Harbor, the charm and the beauty of that destination is really part of, the draw. I've done several New England and Canada cruises, and there is nothing worse than these small little quaint towns just being so overrun with people that it really just kind of detracts from it, in my experience, and really takes away from that, charm. So I think when we were in Prince Edward Island, there was a Norwegian ship or some other ship there or whatever, and they set up this massive tent right off of the ship for the haven people to get together in or whatever. And I was, I thought that's just such a weird and, awful place to set that up, but they did it nonetheless. So again, I'm really for this kinds of things, and I'm really glad to hear that the courts, ruled in favor of reducing the number of passengers allowed to flood that beautiful and quaint little town. So.
And that's the way the news goes.
Yep. I'm just really glad they didn't do that to Key West.
Well, I mean,
oof. You remember how rough that was during COVID? They were trying to vote the cruise ships out, and they were like protesting.
I mean, it is a similar situation. The only kind of difference there is that, the politics in Florida obviously are way different than the politics in Maine. So,
right. And let's see, Captain Billy J has commented on the scooter situation. It says Eddie needs the cabin for his Barbie Power Wheels. There we have it. That's why we got the bigger room. I think we just figured it out. And Eddie's room, no matter if he's on the Glory or on the Prima, is super huge. Okay, make no mistake about it. That is a big room.
The Prima, we could have parked the whole truck.
Yeah, I know. That was insane sized room. It looked like a owner's suite with no window.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yes.
Yep.
Definitely.
Okay, here we go. Journeys with June and Brady says, I'm a big girl, but from what I've seen, some of these people would collapse the collapsible scooter.
You know what? That is actually an amazing point, because I was thinking that when I was proofreading the story today. I was actually thinking to myself, I didn't want to say anything about it, but now that it's out there, I thought to myself, how many times have you been on a ship and seen somebody on a scooter that you thought, that person is about 1,000,000 times too big for that scooter, right? I mean, and, unfortunately, that's the case for a lot of Americans, especially a lot of immobile Americans, tend to be bigger people, right? So, and then you're going to try to fit those people on a smaller scooter, and definitely is going to be an uncomfortable situation. So,
yep. And the Bud Files have made it in. Good morning.
Hey, Bud.
Good morning.
I'm telling you, there's a sinister underline on that story. So I don't know.
Did I miss that?
Huh?
Did I miss what? Was I not talking about the same thing you were?
Yes. Yeah,
I'm talking about the scooter round, right? The company, right?
Well, yeah, there you go. There's an underline there somewhere. So be very careful. I mean, the only time I seen a scooter out of place was on our first cruise on Escape. That we walked down the hall, and at the beginning, as you come from the elevators, there's always a nice kitty corner there open. So that's where I saw a scooter for the first time. Mm-hmm. After that, in any other cruise that I've been, I only seen scooters outside a restaurant. Other than the halls and all that, no, I have not. Not on the deck that I've been.
Right.
So maybe I've been lucky about it, and there's not that many scooters or handicapped cabins on the side that I'm in. Right. But I haven't never been. The only thing that I found on my way is either one of the stewardess cart as they're changing rooms and stuff like that. But a scooter, no. Only the first time. And I'm telling you, as soon as I turned the corner, that's when I saw it. And that was it. It was parked there maybe twice, and that was it. Mm-hmm. Other than that, when I go to 2 different restaurants, like in the Oceans, usually in the Escape, you will see 3 or 4 of them outside because they keep them out, and they bring you into the table if you're able to walk. Otherwise, you have to bring it in and fold it. My walker folds in the middle, so I usually go in with it, and I quickly fold it. My wheelchair that I have here at home also folds in the middle. You just got to remove the battery and the whole thing shrink. So I'm good with that. It's just a restriction that Carnival has. But if your scooter could be taken apart also, that's another way to bring it into the cabin. Mm-hmm. They're not telling you don't bring it, but just make sure that the size is good enough to go inside the cabin. Right. It's a safety rule. Let's be real. It's a safety rule. Anybody could be either get hit with it, fall on the ground, and the company doesn't want to be liable for it because it's the customer, whoever left it out there, is responsible for that. Also, you don't want any kids coming around having nothing better to do than to grab your scooter and push it someplace else. Yep. And then you're gonna think the cruise ship did something to you when you did not. If we're negligible enough to leave it outside, you are negligible enough to get whatever comes with it. So yes, be very careful.
Well, you've been lucky, because I have been on tons of cruises where those scooters are shoehorned into the doorway, and I always ask myself, how would you even get out of your cabin with the way that scooter is parked? Right. And this cruise I just got off of yesterday, 10 days on the NCL getaway, I swear it must have been like a hell of a senior citizen discount for that sailing because that ship was packed with older people, right?
Yeah.
So there were scooters and walkers and everything else everywhere you looked.
Right.
And I saw them in doorways and public spaces at every turn. So.
Yep. Yeah, on the accessible floor, we didn't see too many because y'all's doors are super duper wide. Okay, you can drive it straight into the room.
Yeah.
But on the floors that we're located on, it's like, especially on Carnival, okay, you got little kids riding around on scooters. We saw that. It blew my mind on the Mardi Gras. It was this one little boy just doing donuts in the elevator bank. We see him later on in the cruise doing the same thing in like the big open atrium area, like the Grand Central. We saw him over there doing the same thing, just having a blast on his little scooter. So I don't know.
The parents' responsibility, you know.
Yeah.
I could see Scott doing something like that, hopping on a scooter and doing that,
especially on Sangria Day.
Yep.
All right. Midlife Travels has made it in. Good morning.
Hola, Midlife.
And Mayhem and Miracles, thank you for that share. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayhem.
There's a missed call. Okay. There we go. Missed call.
Isn't there a little switch on the side of one of those stupid iPhones?
Yeah, well, sorry about that amateur move, y'all. Welcome to Amateur Hour. We really appreciate you coming in.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yes.
That's right. That's what I put on my TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm an amateur content creator here. So
yes, I saw that. I saw that. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Keep that same energy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a rookie move. I'm so sorry about that, y'all.
Just kidding.
That was so rookie. Okay, speaking of rookies, I've never been on the Carnival Paradise. I am anxious about this cruise we got coming up in 234 days now. So let's check it out and see what's going on.
That's right. October 28 will be here. Will be here before you even think about it. So, and I'm looking forward to it also. So, tell you what, you want to be part of it. You want to be in it to be again with make history again for the second time. We go live together, crew. Yes, come along on this one. Also, the Across the Waves team will be there also. Hopefully, Keith will be manning up and getting this one also. I know thinking about and Alice Lugo Studios, they're already part of it. So you want to be part of it? Get in touch with Bruce at Ocean Touch and Travel so you could join us on the Carnival Paradise, October 28th, leaving out of Tampa, Florida on a 6-day cruise. We're going to go down to Key West to spend a whole day down there, go to Canal Street, have some Cuban coffee, some bunch of stuff down there, hang out. You get to meet my brother. He's going to meet us down there also all the way from Miami. Then we're going to hit Montego Bay and Grand Cayman. And I believe that in Montego Bay, Scott from the Country Show Cruising, it's already working on an excursion with somebody that he knows there to take us around for a trip around the island, which I'm looking forward to it now. And hopefully we'll make it to Grand Cayman. We missed it last year, but I'm hoping to that this year we'll get the chance to go in and since it's a tender port. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So get in touch with Bruce at Ocean Touch Travel to get your cabin, put your deposit down. The cruise has to be paid off by July of this year. So the sooner you do it, the better. I got 3 cabins left. So let's see what happens. I'm out on TikTok now. So it's being put out there, that promo. So take care of business, you know what I mean? So the sooner, the better. So go ahead and listen to this video.
Who's Cruise 2024. Hosted by Eddie Lugo Studios. Out of Tampa, Florida. Port of calls, Key West, Florida. Grand Cayman Island. Montego Bay, Jamaica. Aboard the Carnival Paradise. Join us for this great cruise, October 28th to November 3rd, 2024. Contact cruise@ocean2oceantravel.com.
And speaking of people in cruise mode, House of X Entertainment Inc. has made it in. What's up, fellas?
Welcome to the party.
And they're getting in cruise mode right now. It says we are ready to stop cooking and cleaning. 8 days till they cruise on Leo's birthday group cruise that they got going on. Man, I know you guys are going to have an awesome time on the Magic for two reasons. Number one, you're not taken out of Norfolk. And number two, it's a dream class. We love the dream class. We really do. It's I love that ship. Everything about it. Even though I've never did the Magic, I know you guys are going to bring us some compelling content from the ship, to say the very least. And whenever Leo wins his, little deck party dances and stuff, be sure to bring that to the viewers. I know we would really, really enjoy it. So pull up that camera and don't stop. Cruising on the High Seas and Travel says the downside on Rent-A-Scooter is all of them have the same key. So someone else could take yours and you all have to find theirs.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah, I know. There's only so many keys that you can make for something like that. Progresso Gen TV has made it in. Good morning.
Welcome.
And yep. And they're asking everybody to connect to them. Well, there is one good way that you can ensure that happens, and that is typing in the magical word #ELS or #YoYoYo, and Nightbot will drop your link. Oh, there it is. Eddie went ahead and dropped it for you. So yeah, y'all go check out the channel and see what they have to say in the Philippines.
Salamat, and welcome.
Yes, absolutely. And let's see. Okay, so speaking of creators, we got some creators that are coming on this evening and for the remainder of the day on YouTube. And I know that Eddie is going to take a good shot at that right now.
Well, coming up at noon, sometime around noon, will be Miracles and Mayhem. Masha will be live today. Darion with Moment in the War will be live sometime during the day today. He's technically in Helen right now. A lot of other creators are there right now, so we might be hearing from them eventually during the day. Throughout the day, anything is possible. Knowing this bunch of people, when they get together in a little drinky, you know what I mean? Things do happen. And we'll be there later this afternoon or this evening. Once Alice gets out of work, she's coming home, and then another 2.5, 3 hours will be taken to drive up there from Southwest Atlanta all the way to North Georgia. So, and it's up in the mountains. It looks like it's going to be raining, so I got to be careful on the road. But we'll do the best we can up there today. Also, around 7 p.m. to 9, I believe the Cruising with Keith will be on live tonight with a Muncie as a guest, and I believe they're in the Carnival Celebration, so they'll be coming live. I'm not sure about Ross. I know he said that he wasn't having a live tonight. Danny is saying here, I think Jarion was talking about having a live at 8 p.m. tonight, so to benefit HH4C. So we'll see how that happens. I'll probably, if I'm there early, I'll probably go meet them, also hang out with them for a bit. And then 9 p.m., don't forget, the best group will be on tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Go live together after dark, which is all the three of us. And hopefully Cheryl will be there too. And we bring you some shenanigans. See what kind of trouble we're going to get ourselves tonight. Know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, definitely have your notification on. House Vex says they're going live tonight as well. Share the time before we get out of here, please. That way everybody can connect. Yeah, hit that notification bell on all the channels that you follow. That way you can make sure that you get notified. Hey, Lawn Lifters made it in. Hello. Welcome.
Good morning.
All right. And, we got a membership update. Member for 8 months. Bronx in the house. Where the drinks? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, it looks like they're in cruise mode already. Where the drinks at? Okay, live 8 p.m. Eastern. House of X Entertainment Inc. will be coming on. So there's plenty of content that you guys can enjoy for the rest of the day. But in the meantime, all of you take care of each other out there. Eddie, be safe on the road for sure. And we will see you right back here, same channel. And I know that you guys are going to have a blast over in Helen. But in the meantime and in between time, y'all take care of each other out there. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And never, ever forget, we love you and good morning.
Bye.